not Seattle chanting, "Let's go Jay, let's go Jay, let's go Jay," when Jay White and Jay Lethal were in a match. We're very, very intelligent people here in Seattle, even if we don't act like it a lot. I'm John Renton with my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Strong, Episode 79, New Beginning USA 2022, Night 3 in historic Washington Hall, the third of 4 episodes that take place in Washington Hall. I was there with my great, great friend, the very, very lovely, beautiful, and very, very hilarious Roxy, and we had a lot of fun, and I will definitely say they taped all this stuff out of sequence and decided to just hodgepodge it and make 4 episodes, because the main event on this show was actually the last match that we saw, because they had to make it seem like it was a big mystery who would answer the US of J Open Challenge, the White Challenge. Probably should have rewarded that. It's a good thing they didn't word it like that, even though there are some people in Washington State that would approve of that, because there are a lot of pieces of shit here, despite the fact that we are a fairly good state. Until you go east. And then, if you know, you know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments, please. I also want to mention, in regards to the New Japan Golden Series, which really sounds like something you have to pay extra for in Japan or in other countries. I'm just going to say, it doesn't take a whiz to figure out that you're looking up for number 1. I haven't been able to review those. I haven't reviewed the VOD episodes. I'm not going to do that because the cards look basic. I'm thinking of doing a highlights and lowlights of the main shows, including the New Japan Golden Final that is actually taking place as I'm recording this, because I'm recording this way late on Saturday. So I'm thinking of, like, talking about Master Wato versus El Desperado and Sonata versus Tanahashi, even though I know the end results of these matches. And maybe even touching on the fact that Evil and Ishii had yet another match to further prove that Evil, Dick Togo, and all of this shit with the House of Torture is absolute wrestling death. So I'm debating on that stuff. If you don't see that review sometime tomorrow, early Monday, then I'm just going to end up skipping it, because honestly, there's so much wrestling to cover, but I wanted to cover these particular episodes. Why? Because I was there, and I can give the perspective of somebody that was actually enjoying the show, even though there was one particular match that kind of, it was fine, but it went a bit too long. Anyway, Ian Riccaboni and Alex Kozlov welcome us. They run down the card. We get Kevin Knight, who was Jet 2-Fly on the Indies, actually made a name for himself in Defy, as well as Without a Cause and various other promotions in Washington State and also all over the country. And he's been training in the New Japan Wrestling Dojo, the LA Dojo, and he teamed with TKC. But Kevin Knight, tremendous athlete, very, very fucking good. I'm so happy for his success. He got a lot of to fly, because we are very, very loyal to those that, come from here or make their name here. We are very, very loyal, and we love to cheer on and see people succeed. They took on Midnight Heat, Ricky Gibson and Eddie Pearl, who come out, with Midnight Express inspired tights and Midnight Express inspired music, and they were 4 Minutes of Heat. Now they're Midnight Heat, and I love those guys. They're great. I've met them multiple times at indie shows. Ricky Gibson in particular is a goddamn delight on Twitter. He's hilarious. And I'm so happy for their success. They've done a lot of really good shit. They're the longest reigning Defy Tag Team Champions. To be fair, there was the pandemic that happened, excuse me, but they have done great shit as Tag Team Champions. They've had great match after great match. And they really are a tremendous tag team. Old school with a new school flavor, and they just get tag team wrestling. They just get the art of it, being heels and all that. It was good to see Gibson and Pearl on New Japan programming, because they really have worked hard. And DKC does have talent. Knight got a lot of cheers and got some good offense after getting the hot tag. There was a bit of an awkward finish, trap in the corner where there was a holding of the ropes to pin Knight. It was a bit weird. I don't know if it was miscommunication or just like out of place or what it was. The crowd kind of booed that because we're like, what? That was sudden. I think it was like 8, maybe 9 minutes. It was just suddenly out of nowhere. It wasn't a bad match, and obviously Midnight Heat had to go over, but that was about the only quibble. Still very good stuff from all 4 involved. And then we get Gabriel Kidd versus Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser. Fred Rosser had a great, feud with Hikuleo, including where they had a match that ended in the back of a U-Haul truck, because why the hell? Well, I don't remember if it ended there, but I remember there was a U-Haul truck there. And because I watch a lot of wrestling, so you'll forgive me if some of the stuff blends together. This match was basically just strikes, chops. I like the effort that they put in. Gabriel Kidd's been going through a lot of stuff. Fred Rosser in particular has been working his ass off on any program that he's been on. Whether it was Primetime Live, NWA for a bit, New Japan Strong, he's really been, working goddamn hard. And credit to these guys for laying in the strikes and everything, but it went about 5 minutes too long. This should have maybe been 9 minutes. There were a few times where the crowd was getting a little bit restless. Not that we didn't appreciate the effort, but I could sense that people were getting a little bit tired of it. And even I remember saying at one point to my friend, I go, I appreciate what they're doing, but can they kind of wrap this up, because you can only do the same thing so many times. That being said, great effort here. And eventually there was a slam by Rosser, 1, 2, 3. 14:52 when it probably should have gone about 9:52, maybe even 8:52. Kidd did cut a promo afterwards. Crowd was appreciative. He talks about New Japan Pro Wrestling being the best damn professional wrestling company in the world. And he's working hard. And he points at the logo, the respect to the logo, respect to the talents. Good stuff. And Jay White open challenge. Jay gets a pop. Hikuleo out there with him. I know, hard to miss. He's only 6'9" with huge hands and covers the grounds that he walks on. So it's Jay White with Hikuleo versus Jay Lethal. I'm not going to lie to you. When Jay Lethal's music hit, I'm like, oh, it's not that Jay Lethal doesn't have talent, but if you know, you know. All the allegations, all the other stuff and everything, and I'm sorry, Jay Lethal is very good, but I kind of think the bloom's a little bit off the rose with him. I kind of think it is. Feels like too little too late for him to be on a bigger stage than what ROH was by the time ROH folded up. That being said, he can still wrestle, and Jay White can wrestle too, but I've always found Jay White dull. I'm sorry, I found him dull. It's not that he's not talented, but I did point out, winner gets to keep the first name Jay. We're chanting, let's go Jay, not us in Seattle, not understanding, how names work. Excuse me. We did at one point chant, both these Jays, both these Jays. The effort was there. Hikuleo did factor in, a couple times with distractions. There was at one point where Lethal was going to hit a dive and he told everybody to move out of the way, and I'm telling my friend Rox, oh shit, let's get out of the way, because I wanted to make sure she was all right. I'd dive in front of the freaking guardrail if it meant protecting her, because that's just how I am with friends. And we get a super kick by Lethal after Jay focused on the knee, and then eventually a figure four by Jay Lethal, so Jay was selling his knee. And it looks like lethal injection. Oh no, chop block, and then the half Nelson suplex, Saito suplex, all that stuff. Jay White hits the Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. And then he cuts a promo saying he'll challenge anybody, there are a lot of free agents out there. It's still his era. I summed up his promo a lot quicker than he did. So next week is going to be the final episode to take place in Washington Hall. I imagine Tom Lawler will be in the main event, since he'll be defending the Strong Openweight Championship. And then after that, I don't think I'm going to review New Japan Strong unless something really sticks out, because I won't have been there, unless they want to suddenly bring back New Japan Strong to Seattle. They want to bring it back later this year. I'll absolutely go. Why the hell not? Anyway, agree, disagree what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ricklin. I'll see you soon.